Hello everybody, it's Mr. Ben. Today we are going to talk about how to make a shoebox puppet show. And you can do this with either a shoebox or a Kleenex box. I'm going to show you a version that uses a Kleenex box, an empty Kleenex box, but you can also do it with a shoebox. If you're doing it with a shoebox, you don't really need to cut out a whole lot because with the shoebox you already have that top opening, so that is going to be basically the proscenium or the stage area of your shoebox puppet show. But with a Kleenex box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this top part here. So I'm going to cut that all the way out. And then, just to give you an example here, there is one that I've cut that part out. And then I'm also going to cut out a slit at the top, and that's about an inch wide and covers nearly the whole top of the Kleenex box there. That allows me then to put my characters that are in my puppet show through that slit at the top so that they can move around and act and everything like that. Then with the back of the Kleenex box, you'll notice that I have cut out some cardstock to fit the parameters of that back part of the Kleenex box, and then I've drawn some things on the scenery. In this particular case, it is a mountain and some trees and a cave there because one of my characters is a bear, and at the top of one of the mountains there's a flag because one of the characters is a guy who's trying to climb the mountain to reach the top. So now that I have some scenery, that scenery, you can stick it on with just some tape so that it is removable, so that if you want there to be scene changes, you can have scenery from different places or different settings in your story, and you can just take them out and put them back in depending on where your characters are going. Now, because I want my characters to be going into the cave or trying to climb the mountain, now I have my mountain climber, and that is just a piece of cardstock. And you would probably use white cardstock. I just happened to have blue cardstock at the time when I was making this. But I'm just going to draw my character on there, and on the back I'm going to tape a craft stick, or you can use a popsicle stick or something like that. And then I can put it in through that slit at the top, and it is going to interact with that setting that I have. He's in the foreground. He's eventually going to try to reach that place where he can climb up to the top. But there's some conflict. There is a bear in that area. So I've done the same thing on cardstock. I just drew my character, taped a craft stick to the back, and I can put that bear down there as well. So because I have two hands, I can have both of my characters interacting with one another, and they can both be in that setting. The bear chasing after the man that is trying to climb the mountain. And obviously I can do that with any kind of story that I have, a fairy tale story, fractured fairy tale story, a story from Journeys, any kind of story that I'm reading, or it can be a historical story, any kind of story. I can use this tabletop shoebox or Kleenex box puppet show to help me tell or retell the story, and students can do that pretty easily as well. And they can enjoy that time. And because the puppets are just stick puppets, there isn't a lot of learning that they need to do in order to manipulate or use them. They just put them in through that slot at the top, and then they have them interact with one another here in that scenery. That is how you do a shoebox or a Kleenex box puppet show. Thank you, everybody.